Hi everybody, I'm Natalie Deadman and I wanted to introduce myself. I am looking forward to hearing from all you guys and introducing new members to the group. I've just started up my Facebook page for life coaching, which is really exciting. And I think I probably recorded my first video ever for about the third or fourth time. I'm sure I'm going to do it again later. Oh well, you know what they say, if you want to do something, you just got to get on with it. So today I just wanted to say hi and to give you a little bit background about myself and what kind of coaching I do. So I came from quite a roller coaster childhood, and much later on in my life I ended up being introduced to a life coach, a relationship coach, beg your pardon, and realised that I had a lot of behaviours that had come from my childhood and were very subconscious. And as I started to become more aware of myself and work through things, I realised that I had a lot of work to do and I wasn't happy with who I was. My validation came from people pleasing and making everybody else happy, and I wasn't making myself happy in doing so. Just looking back now, and where I'm at now, I'm happily married, coming up to my first year anniversary with my husband, and I am now in a fantastic place. I still work on myself every day, which is super important. That's part of coaching, about positivity, and even when you have your down days, just to keep going, and looking after yourself, about the importance of self-care. So a bit about my background. My parents got divorced when I was very young. I was probably about 2 at the time. And there was my mum was quite a difficult person. She had a lot of, should we say, bad or negative behaviours. It's not a criticism of her, it's just who she was, and I came to accept that as I grew up and I went through my own relationship coaching. And then I ended up in foster care. After that I was adopted, so I was lucky to have a lot of support, but I wasn't adopted until I was much older. I was 12 at the time, and I was very lucky to have a brilliant family. And then when I was 19 I moved to France, just to become an au pair, and then I really loved France, and when I got there I really struggled because I didn't have the support of my family around me anymore, and I had to dig deep and find out who I was. So I was there for 3 years, and then I moved back to the UK and I was like, no, I don't like this country anymore. So I left and I went back to Paris. And then I was in Paris for 7 years, and I met some of the most amazing people who became my family. I met both of my best friends over there. I ended up becoming part of a tag rugby team, and it taught me about teamwork, and I went through quite a lot of difficult periods as well, but I always had support of really good friends. And then I decided that my life wasn't working out as I wanted in terms of relationships, and I happened to be introduced to a relationship coach through a friend of mine, and honestly it changed my life, to the point that I started training myself to become a coach, and I started reaching out to coaches who had been around for a lot longer than me, who had a lot more experience, because I felt this was something I really wanted to do. Now originally I have been working in childcare for a long time. I started at 17 and I'm 33 now, so it's quite a long time. And I thought, oh well, you know, I really love coaching, I'll try parent coaching. And then it came to this Christmas, and I realised, this is Christmas 2018, I realised that my heart just wasn't in it anymore, and I couldn't understand why. And I realised I had been blocking myself from what I feel is my true calling, because I was still on some of these groups, and I still am now, for the relationship coach that I worked with, and would like to in the future. And I met some absolutely fantastic women in the UK. And I suddenly realised that I was actually helping my friends in a manner that was very much or very similar to coaching, to developmental coaching, to recognising behavioural patterns, and realised that their childhoods were a massive influence on themselves. And I realised I could see all these patterns, and I was like, well, maybe parent coaching isn't the right direction for me. So I started to research life coaching and life development. And it suddenly clicked. It was the strangest feeling, and there was this a feeling that just overcame me, and I suddenly realised that for the first time in a really long time, I felt calm. I felt at peace with the decision I was going to make. Bless my husband. He has supported me through the whole thing. Hence why I'm here today, because I really feel like it's my calling to reach out to people who have noticed that they're in their life, they're feeling blocked, and they're feeling uncomfortable with themselves, and they're feeling unhappy. You may have had a rough time with your childhood, your parents may have got divorced, your parents may still be married, but there isn't really a fantastic relationship there. And it's had a knock-on effect for you as an adult. So I wanted to reach out to you in my first video. I hope it's going well. It is, it's fine. And to say, you know, we all have our problems in life. We all have our blocks. We all have our behavioural patterns. But it doesn't mean that the person you were in the past is the person who you have to be today. If you want more from your life, if you want to be happy, if you want to find that happiness, please message me on Facebook, or there's my email address on the Facebook as well. Even give me a call. The first half an hour is free, so I'd love to hear from you. We can have a discussion. But please reach out, because I took that step when I met the relationship coach, and honestly, it's changed my life to the point that I'm now married. And not just about marriage, but about the relationship with myself. And I'm genuinely happy with who I am. There are still moments when I would love to tweak. Tweak is the word. I like to tweak things. But because I have that awareness, and I worked with a relationship coach, and she taught me so much about me, about myself, that I want to pass this on to other people. I really do. I love helping people. I love, being gentle and saying, but, have you considered that maybe this is your pattern? Or, why haven't you tried this? Or if this is your dream, like to travel the world, for example, why haven't you done it? What's stopping you? And it's all about overcoming that fear. So, overcoming fear. Please do message me. Take that step. I promise I don't bite most of the time. I'm kidding. And yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing from you.